Hey guys, Mike Emil here. Today's video we're going to be going over 5 of the biggest mistakes that new Tesla owners make and how to avoid them. Now, these are some things that I've come to pick up in my time with owning a Tesla and figured I would share them with you guys. Now, I'm going to be ranking these from least important to most important. However, all 5 to me are important that you should know when owning a Tesla. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay, so the first mistake that I see a lot of new Tesla owners make is they don't know how to properly close the frunk. Now, in Tesla's manual, it does show that you're not supposed to directly put your hand on the Tesla T logo right there in the middle. Instead, you're supposed to put palms on both sides of that logo and then push down. I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate that right now. What Tesla recommends doing is taking both palms on both sides of the logo and push down. Okay, so the second mistake that I see a lot of Tesla owners making actually comes from a recommendation by a Tesla service advisor from when I had to have some service done on my vehicle. I asked the service advisor what some of the biggest mistakes are, and he immediately pointed out the tires are not rotated enough on these cars. Originally, Tesla recommended you rotate your tires every 7,500 miles, which is pretty standard. However, he said that for some reason, the tires on these vehicles tend to wear a little bit quicker, maybe because of the regenerative braking, but he actually recommends rotating the tires every 4,500 to 5,000 miles. So what I recommend doing is getting a little gauge like this. It's a tire tread depth gauge. It's very, very cheap. I got these right off of Amazon. And you can go ahead and keep track of your tire tread depth. Okay, so just to give you an example, the tire tread depth gauge has a green, yellow, and red section. Obviously, green means that your tires are in good standing. Yellow is they're about to be pretty bad, and red is obviously that they need to be changed. So all you have to do is you take it, you put this middle section here into the tire tread, you push down, and as you can see, my tires are still obviously in good standing. I've only driven this car about 4,500 miles, but I will be considering rotating them very soon. Okay, so the third mistake new Tesla owners make is not having a set charging plan. This obviously boils down to really what your specific driving habits are. If you're someone that tends to drive a lot, maybe you drive to work every day or you have to drive long distances, I would definitely recommend upgrading your home charging setup, as the home charger that the Tesla comes with will only charge at about 4 to 6 miles per hour. Whereas if you do upgrade an outlet in your house and get the additional adapter for that, you can get up to about 30 to 35 miles per hour of charge. So definitely beneficial if you do drive a lot. Now, for example, I work from home, so I don't drive this car very much from Monday to Thursday. So what I tend to do is I keep the car at about a 70% charge during the week. And then on Thursday night before the weekend, I will charge the car up to about 80 or 85%, depending on how much driving I'm going to be doing over the weekend. The other big tip I would make in regards to charging is that every 3 to 4 months or so, I would recommend discharging your battery, driving it down to about 10%, and then allowing the car to fully charge up to 100%. By doing this, you're allowing the battery to recalibrate itself so it accurately shows what your current battery status is. Okay, so the fourth mistake that a lot of new Tesla owners make is using the emergency release handle as opposed to the button. As the actual owner and driver of the car, you may know that you're supposed to use the button that's located here on the door handle. However, your passengers probably don't. So I've had it happen to me, and that's why I'm bringing it up here so you can avoid it. But the emergency door handle is only meant to be used mainly if your car dies or the battery dies and the button is not actually working. That's the only time that you should be using the emergency door handle. Now, if one of your passengers does end up using that door handle, you're going to be getting this notification here. And as you can see, it even says it's not good to do that. Now, most people tend to reach for the handle in a car to get out. I highly recommend preemptively telling your passengers the proper way to get out so you can avoid this mistake and any possible issues or damage to your car. Okay, so the fifth and final mistake that I'm going to be covering with you in this video pertains to autopilot and truly understanding its limits. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love autopilot. It has made multiple road trips in this car already that much easier and enjoyable, but what a lot of people tend to do is they trust it too much. If you're a big Tesla advocate and you follow up on a lot of the news, there are so many articles being put out about Tesla crashing into other vehicles and autopilot having so many issues. To be honest with you, I don't blame the car that much. I put a lot more on the actual driver. Autopilot does require that you have an attentive driver behind the wheel still. You cannot fall asleep, you cannot hop in the back seat and take a snooze. It doesn't work that way. Autopilot, as you engage it, even tells you to keep your hands on the steering wheel and remain attentive. And it does that by every 30 seconds giving you a notification to either shake the wheel a little bit, or another way around it is to use either of the two scroll wheels on the steering wheel. What I recommend doing is when you get your new Tesla to take it out on a very quiet highway. With the current Teslas that are coming out with the Tesla Vision only and no radar sensors, you can currently set it between 2 and 7 car lengths. To begin, set it to probably 4 or 5, and then as you get more comfortable with how the car reacts, lower it down to 2 or 3 to really see the distance that the car is going to keep you at. All right, well, that'll wrap up this video here. Those are the 5 mistakes that new Tesla owners make. As always, I hope you've enjoyed. My name is Mike, and we'll see you in the next video.